Do you apologize, even when you did nothing wrong? Do you feel guilty, just for resting? Do you struggle to ask for help, even when you're drowning? Those are not quirks. They are not just how you are. They are signals of something nobody taught you to recognize. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 habits that seem completely normal, but that psychology recognizes as signs of emotional neglect in childhood. And if you identify with at least 3 of these, you are not broken. You were simply never taught to listen to what your body already knew. Stay until the end, because the last one is the one most people never see coming. Childhood emotional neglect is not what was done to you. It is what was not done. It is not the yelling. It is the silence. It is not the hit. It is the absence. When nobody asked how you felt. When nobody noticed you were sad. When they said, "Don't cry," instead of, "What do you feel?" Dr. Jonas Webb, who coined the term, says it is the most invisible form of trauma because it leaves no visible marks, only a void that you grow up thinking is normal. Have you ever found yourself saying, "I'm sorry," when someone else bumped into you? When someone else dropped something? When you ask for something you need? This is not politeness. It is a survival mechanism. Children who grew up in homes where their needs were a burden learned a lesson very early. Your existence is an inconvenience. So you apologize before anyone accuses you. It is your way of saying, "I already know I'm taking up space. I'm sorry." But here is the truth. Existing is not something to apologize for. Have you ever sat on the couch and within 5 minutes felt like you should be doing something? That resting is laziness? That if you're not producing, you're failing? This comes from a childhood where your value was tied to what you did, not to what you were. Where you were praised for being the strong one, the responsible one, the one who never causes problems. And now your nervous system doesn't know how to be still. Rest feels like a threat, because when you were small, being quiet meant being invisible. Someone asks, "How do you feel?" and your mind goes blank. Or you say, "Fine," automatically. It is not that you have no emotions. It is that you were never taught the vocabulary. In an emotionally neglectful home, emotions were not named, not validated. They simply didn't exist. So your brain learned to disconnect from them in order to survive. Psychology calls it alexithymia, the difficulty identifying and describing emotions. And it is not a factory defect. It is a survival adaptation. Do you plan every detail? Do you carry a plan A, B, and C for situations that will probably never happen? People call it organized. But psychology says something different. When you grow up in an unpredictable environment, where you never knew if today your home would be safe or chaotic, your brain learned that the only way to feel control was to anticipate everything. Over-preparation is not efficiency. It is your nervous system trying to prevent the danger you already lived. Do you prefer to do everything alone, even when you're overwhelmed? Does asking for help feel like an admission of weakness? Or worse, like an invitation to be disappointed? When your emotional needs were ignored in childhood, you learned something dangerous. Asking doesn't work. That nobody is going to respond. That you are alone. And now, as an adult, your body reacts to asking for help as if it were a jump into the void. It is not pride. It is a protection reflex. Do you change your mood when someone else is in a bad mood? Do you feel like you have to fix it? Do you stress when someone is angry, even when it has nothing to do with you? In emotionally neglectful homes, children often become the emotional regulators of the parents. You learn to scan the emotions of others like a radar, because your safety depended on knowing what state mom or dad was in. That is not empathy. It is hypervigilance. People say you are strong, that you never ask for anything, that you solve everything alone. And you feel proud until you realize it is not a choice. It is a prison. Hyperindependence is not strength. It is the result of learning that nobody is going to be there for you. It is easier to say I can than to face the possibility that you can't, and nobody is going to help you. But here is what psychology knows. Being able to receive is just as important as being able to give. If you identified with 3 or more of these signs, you are not broken. You are not damaged. You are functioning exactly as you were programmed. Your body learned these responses to keep you safe in an environment that did not respond to your emotional needs. But here is the good news. What was learned can be unlearned. Emotional neglect is not a sentence. It is a starting point. Recognizing these signs is the first step, and you are already doing that by being here. Which of these 7 signs do you recognize in yourself? Comment the word heal below, and I will read every single one. And if you want to go deeper into this work, the link to the free Soul Map Guide is in the description. Subscribe to Soul Decoded. Every week we decode the wounds, the patterns, and the map your soul has been waiting for. I'm Aurelia Valdi, and I'll see you in the next one.